Accidents or mishaps keep happening every day and every now and then. Some are nuisance and some are highly serious. One should be very careful while dealing with any of the thing in our daily lives, because even if we are working very carefully, accidents can happen. Accidents are unpredictable and we cannot predict when it is going to happen and how much damage or harm it is going to cause to a particular person. So accidents can happen by fire, electricity, sharp objects, or even running up and down from the staircase or doing any tribal work. So we cannot predict any kind of accidents which is going to hurt to a particular person at any cost. So here in this video we are going to talk about some safety measures or first aids which we should be very much aware if any accident is going to happen in our future, so to protect and give a first aid to ourselves. So this is Aditi Gupta. Let's begin with our video. Okay, if I'm going to ask the essential discovery of our early days, then it always come to the fire. Fire is really useful and was an evaluation in human discoveries, but it is always dangerous at the same time. Most fires in the house starts from the kitchen or defective, say, electrical gadgets. So here we are going to talk about one by one each points, that how the fire can happen and how we are going to prevent it. All when it starts from the electrical gadgets, and we should always check our electrical gadgets from time to time, and if we find any crack, cut or frayed wires, then we should immediately replace it. Wires and electrical gadgets should never be allowed to get wet. Make sure that the gadget is switched off after the use. A kerosene stove should not kept on the floor, because if you are going to keep it on the floor, then you can you can knock over with your foot, and the kerosene can spill from that kerosene stove, and then major fire can cause or happen. Make sure that the gas is switched off when it is not used. In case of if unfortunately you forget to switch off the gas knob, then in that case gas leakage can happen, and it can also be results into the fire explosion. So in that case, if you find any gas leakage in your home, then you immediately have to open your doors or windows and allow to gas to escape from there. So or after that, you can also call the gas agency for your help. Do not switch on any of the electrical switches or fan or lights at the time while gas leakage happens, because it can cause into the spark, or it can lead to an explosion or major fire in your house or a particular place. Never wear nylon clothes in the kitchen. You always have to wear cotton or woolen clothes are allowed, and they are safer, because nylon clothes can catch fire very easily, and it also gets stuck to the body while after burning. Next, firecrackers are another major cause of the fire. We use firecrackers for our fun, definitely, but we shouldn't have to use basically we don't have to use we never have to children to should never play with the firecrackers. And if you're going to use it, or you are going to use it for your fun at any time, then always make sure that any adult should be there while you are using it for your fun. So children should not be allowed to play with the matchsticks. Do not use at any cost any of the matchsticks. If you wanted to use that matchsticks, always call your adult to use it. Next is charge mobile phones very carefully. You don't keep it or leave it for too long while plugging it in for the charging. If you are going to plug it in for the charging, just after a particular period of time spent, you have to remove it from the plug. Okay, otherwise unfortunately it can overheat or overcharge, and it can cause a explosion also. It can burst and cause a fire also. So sometimes manufacturers use very cheap and fake ones in their mobile phones, so it can easily catch fire. It can easily burst into fire. So you have to be very much assured and careful while charging your mobile phones as well. So what should you have to do in case of fire? Okay, you should be aware, if unfortunately any kind of incident is happening around you, then you need to know that you should be aware at what measures you have to take while in such cases. A fire needs air to keep burning. Okay, this is a scientific thing which you have to aware about, that a fire always need air to keep burning. So it can be put out by cutting off its air supply or cooling down the burning substance. So further, if you are going to cut down that air which is essential for burning any of the object, then definitely it is going to blow off. So here in that case, in small case, it can be done from the such methods. Okay, so if any small case it has happened, so you can follow these measures. Like I'm going to tell you few measures here, and then you can follow these measures while any fire accidents can happen to your home or any of the place. So first, you can throw mud or sand over the fire. Fine, that it cuts off the air supply by covering the substance. What is going to happen when you are going to throw the mud or sand over the fire, then the air which is coming in the contact with the fire, it is not going to come in the contact with the fire, and the air supply is going to get decreased with the particular time. So this is how small electric fires can be extinguished in this way. Okay, so any majorly you have to keep it in mind that electric fires never should be blown off through water. You have to always use mud or sand for this. Pouring water over the fire. Now another method you can use, that you can directly pour the water over the fire whenever you saw fire generating around you. This can cool down the burning substance or allow cuts of its air supply as well. Fine, next is very essential thing. If you are having a fire extinguisher with you people, then obviously simply use this device to extinguish a fire, because it should be at every place, at every building, at every home. It is a very essential object just to already be prepared with this fire extinguisher all the time, because you never know when it's going to happen at any of the accidents around you. So fire extinguishers are various types. They are very special there are very special fire extinguishers for electrical fires as well, but they are also work in the same way by cutting off the fire. So basically fire needs air to burn. Just keep it in mind. If you are going to cut off these fire, then you are going to prevent yourself from burning through these fire. Next is that water should never be thrown over the fire caused by electricity. This I have told you already, that you should always be aware that whenever the fire happens due to any electrical objects, you don't have to pour water in it. What you have to do is it can lead you to the electric shock more. If you are going to pour the water on that, it can leave you more electrical burst. So water should not be thrown. Then what you have to do, instead of that, you can use sand or mud. Water should also not be thrown while burning from the petrol or kerosene. So just keep it in mind that when any cause of fire happens through petrol or kerosene, then also you don't have to put water on that, because these are lighter than water and can float over it and continue to burn. Okay, so that water can, because water is always lighter than the petrol and kerosene, so then these petrol and kerosene can float over the water, and it continuously burning, and there will be no essentiality of doing that. Now if the fire is very much big and it is huge, then it is best to shout for the help from your neighbors or any person surrounding you, or immediately you have to call, if it is possible, if it is feasible to call any fire brigade, then immediately call the fire brigade. That can also just tell them the current location or address where the fire happened, and then you should be aware that we are having 101 telephone number, and every person have to memorize it. 101 is for fire brigade, and if you can immediately call the fire brigadier. Now what happens if the fire clothes catches your fire? What you have to do is, if your clothes catch fire, then you have to roll down, you have to put a blanket around your body, rolling down in it, and more effective by cutting off the fire. If essential, sometimes essential clothes catch fire, and use water to pour out the water. Okay, and in the absence of water, if water is not present, then wrap the person into the blanket, rugged overcoat, do any of the thing to put out the fire, and do not leave the person covered with the blanket for too long. That can result severe burns from the, and blanket will not allow the burn area to cool down. Okay, so just do these things. These things can help you to get over from the fire. These are such measures which can prevent you from fire. If it is, unfortunately, you can come up with such accidents, and you can go with this measures. So I hope this video is going to helpful for you people, and you people have learned about a lot that how to deal a fire accident. You just go through this very carefully, because it is really essential to get aware of such incidents, because you never know when it is going to be very useful in your daily lives. So just go through this video. Have a nice day, and thank you for watching.